Last time on the Potter's Touch.
The reward was not in fighting Goliath. The reward was in defeating Goliath. God said, I'm not paying for quitters. I'm not paying for people who give up. I'm not paying for people who fail. I'll pay for people who win. I'll open up the windows of heaven and release a blessing if you win. To the last man left standing, you're going to see what the fight was about. When you survive the fight, you will understand that Goliath is not an opposition, he's an opportunity.
This is the Potter's Touch.
Greetings, friends, in the name of Christ our King. What a joy it is to share the word with you, and particularly today, the message is called Giants Are Always at the Gate, and they are. It doesn't matter how successful you are, it doesn't matter how focused you are, how intellectual you are, everybody has their giants. How you deal with them determines your destiny. This is a big deal. Take a look at this. You're going to be blessed. David said, now let me see. Now, he asked him twice. It's funny, if you read the text, he asked him twice like he couldn't hear. He said, what you say the man gonna get? He said, well, it's what we just told you. The king said he's gonna make you wealthy. You can have his daughter, your status is gonna change. And number three, everything connected to you is gonna be free, not gonna have to pay any taxes, gonna be set free, gonna enter into a time of total profitability. My next point is, why would the king pay so much? It was not David's Goliath. It was the king's Goliath. And God said, I'm going to bless you for fighting somebody else's giant. Oh, y'all don't hear what I'm saying. Have you ever got in a fight that wasn't even your fight, but they messed with the wrong one that time? It wasn't even his Goliath to fight. It was Saul's Goliath to fight. But you must first be faithful to that pertains to another man. The reason you can't get your breakthrough is you only put your energy in things that are for you. But if you learn how to put your energy into something that is for something else, see, as long as you only work for you, then you have to reward you. But if you work for something that's bigger than you, the reward will be greater than you. So you must first be faithful to that pertains to another man, until you can be faithful when you're not in the light. When you can be faithful and not be called on. Oh, I'm losing them now, Jesus. When you can be faithful over things that have no glory and no notoriety in them, but they just need to be done, and you go ahead and do them. When you can be faithful enough to use your energy to fight somebody else's giant, you don't understand that the whole thing is a setup to see, can God trust you? Well, let me just ask you, can God trust you? You know God can't bless you if he can't trust you. Can God trust you? Goliath stands at the gate. I call it at the gate because no matter how sincere David is, how anointed or how gifted he is, he cannot begin to enter into his destiny until he confronts Goliath. Goliath is the gate that transitions him from shepherd boy and positions him to be king. Goliath is at the gate. Goliath is at the gate of the next half of your life. The transition that takes you into the next dimension of your life will always have a Goliath at it. You don't deserve to get into your destiny until you defeat Goliath. That's what's wrong now. We got too many people trying to run the kingdom who have not defeated the Goliath. It is defeating the Goliath that earns you the right to step into, oh God, help me to get this over. And Goliath always stands at the gate. Goliath is always at the gate. Say that. Goliath is always at the gate. Say it again. Goliath is always at the gate. Say it again. Goliath is always at the gate. Now, I almost didn't use that subject because, you see, Goliath really wasn't physically at a gate. God said, use that. Goliath is always at the gate. I said, well, Lord, they didn't fight at the gate to the city. He said, I'm not talking about the gate to the city. I'm talking about the gate to the opportunity. And he said, the reason I want you to use this, in spite of the fact that there is no physical gate, is because this is a spiritual gate. And my children cannot see spiritual gates. So tell them that when you're trying to find your next gate, look for Goliath, because Goliath is always the enemy will never leave a gate unguarded. Whenever he knows that you're about to step into the next dimension of your destiny and purpose, he will always put a Goliath at the gate. And so while you cannot see the gates, and you have to walk by faith and not by sight, and you can't see how to get into the next dimension, the Lord just gave you a clue. Wherever the giant is, that's where the gate is. The bigger the giant, the bigger the gate. If you run from the giant, you run from the gate. That's why the only person who could step into the next dimension was somebody who could step into the giant. Until you step into the problem, you can't step into the promise, because the problem is the usher that's going to bring you into the promise that God has for you. If God is talking to you this morning, give him some kind of praise. Touch three people and tell them the giant is always at the gate. The giant is always at the gate. The giant is always at the gate. Thank you, giant. Let's take a moment and thank the giant. Because if the giant didn't stand up in your life, if the giant didn't stand up in your life, you wouldn't know where to put your efforts. The giant is a sign to you. He's a road marker. He's an indication that you're in the right place at the right time. This is the place of opportunity. Wherever you feel the greatest opposition, that's where you have the greatest. Oh my God, I'm about to have church by myself. Is anybody getting a word from the Lord? The giant is only there as a road marker to tell you this is the gate. And as soon as the giant brings you to the place where you can get through the gate, defeating him will not be a problem. In fact, God said, I will let you use substandard equipment, substandard background, lesser education, don't have the credentials, because it is not about the giant, it's about the gate. I'll let you take your mammy-made home-cooked self into a dimension you never got in before. I'll make people like stuff that they would never like before, all because the giant was just to show you where to put your efforts. I'll let you kill him with a rag and a rock. Look at somebody and say, kill that thing. Kill it. Kill it. Kill it. Kill it. Kill it. Kill that thing. It's standing in between you and the next move of God. It's standing in between you and what God promised you. It's standing in between you and your destiny. Whatever you do, kill that thing. Pastor, we often say that David killed Goliath with a slingshot, but he didn't really kill him with a slingshot. He didn't really kill him with a rag and a rock. He stopped him